Hello and welcome to the next ReeVlog. I've been doing some stuff today. I haven't done everything that I wanted to do, but I've done most of it. I wanted to build a bonfire today, but I'll be doing that tomorrow because my granddad's tired. There's not much point and he'll just be grumpy if I do it anyway. So I'll be doing that tomorrow, but I've done all the coursework that I need to get done this weekend. I still need to do some readings, but whatever. Tomorrow is bonfire building and bonfire burning. But I have changed the wheel on a car twice. Done lots of hunting around for different wheels and such, because I clipped a curb, and thus it was not MOT worthy. Bathed, because I got very dirty looking for wheels. Just generally been useful. I need to go to the loo. But this afternoon, I've texted my mum asking whether she can print out and proofread the coursework I've done so I can do final edits and stuff Sunday, when I will have D&D. I've had an idea for a D&D character who uses a like a rainmaker shaker thing as a staff, and that's whenever they fight it rattles. And they're like a vigilante known as the Rattlesnake or something like that. And I like one of the fighters' fighting styles, which is the unarmed fighter, where they get a d6 for their combat, their unarmed strikes. But if they use both hands, then it's a d8, which is really good, because I like my unarmed fighters. It's one of the issues I have with fighter is the fact they have to wear armor and use weapons. There is no brawler one, and monk is monk. There's no sort of in between unless you multi-class, but I'm not really into it. The multi-classing, like, you drop a single level into monk, but then you've got a D4 for your unarmed strikes that use dex, and then you're a fighter. You have to be a dexy fighter. And if you want to use the unarmed defense, you've got to have high wisdom as well, which makes you very multi-attribute dependent again, because you still need high con because you're a fighter. And you can't get your capstone ability, which I don't know what it is for fighter. It might be their fourth attack or something like that. But I'm cementing in some things about Gert, the yogurt salesman bard. He has a variant of Find Familiar, which is Discover Dairy Deliverer, which can only be used to summon a cow for the purposes of milking. And thus, Gert has a familiar, which is a cow that I think I'm going to call D the cow, which is going to be, I think, a fey cow called D that can speak, because, you know, it's a familiar, telepathically. Gert is a Kalishtar, so Gert can also speak telepathically, so they can just chat to each other. But Dee's pretty chill with the whole being milked thing. It's the whole reason that she exists. She's a fey cow, so she doesn't have to sort of have any of the bad things to do with being milked, where you have to have been like in or around childbirthy time, or having a young calf to have a reason to produce the milk. They are a magical cow, so they just produce milk. They just do it normally, and that's all good. He's a yogurt salesman, so it makes sense. He needs dairy to make yogurt, and I thought about making him a rogue with the magic initiate thing, so he'd have the cantrip, yogurtization, and the Discover Dairy Deliverer as the first level spell, and then different cantrip for potentially prestidigitation to clean his yogurt making tools, because he has yogurt making tools, so that he can teach other people to make yogurt, though he can only make special yogurt with his cantrip, which he can't teach anyone else yet, because he needs to get like patent laws and stuff put in around it, which is one of his goals. But I debated making him a rogue so he could do it that way, and still be combat viable, because bards aren't really. But I decided against it, mostly due to the fact that we need a healer. I need him to have expertise with persuasion at the very, very least. Like, I could make him a cleric, and get the persuasive thing feat, so he has expertise in persuasion. But then he would have to have high strength or dex, wisdom, and con, as well as charisma. Because I need him to have maxed out charisma. So that leaves me with warlock or paladin. I'm not a huge fan of paladin. Again, because the armor issue. Paladins are frontline fighters, for sure. So, and I don't think a ranged paladin would be very fun to play anyway. But a warlock, on the other hand, I do like warlock. Sorcerer I played last. That was my previous character. So I don't want to be one of those. My hair's getting long again, isn't it? Well, anyway, yeah. A warlock, I would love to be a warlock, but a healer warlock would be being another divine warlock, which is what I was last time, and like a celestial warlock. And they don't get many spell slots, so they can't really waste the spell slots on healing. So we need... I've got to be a bard, really, because they get healing word, and I can use magical secrets at level 10 to get cure wounds if need be. I think they might get it anyway. If they do, I've got it. But I think someone's outside. I'll have to wrap this up. It's getting quite long anyway. But yeah, I'm quite happy with Gert. I would like to be a more directly combat-oriented class, because currently we have a rogue, a ranger, a monk, and a blood hunter. And the blood hunter is effectively a semi-magical fighter. And an artificer. I'm currently the artificer, which means I'm great out of combat for making things, even though our DM does. I mean, he's better than the rules, but it takes ages to make stuff. But bard, I will be a great out of combat to talk to stuff character, but not so great in combat. Like, he's got a magic dagger, according to the sheet that I sent the DM, and the DM okayed, but it doesn't say what the magic dagger does on that sheet. So I might just make a new one, because I've got one in mind, but it's a bit strong, because we're level 4, and it's got a 3rd level spell in it. And it's also real good. It's like rare, very rare, in between there. Maybe even hinging towards legendary. But I want him to be combat viable. I might make a bard specific item. I could take a bard specific item that I had on an old character, but that character is now a goddess in my world, and I want that to be like a canon between the item and whoever next gets it. So probably not. It effectively is a moves your charisma cap to 24, gives you a +4 to charisma, and lets you use charisma as your attack and damage rolls for that weapon, which is pretty damn good, I gotta say. But like, it only does a d8 damage, but still. Person I thought was outside's obviously not. I really don't know what I'm gonna give Gert. As far as weaponry and stuff goes, because I really want him to be combat viable, but bards just don't do much damage in general, really. Like, their spells can, but like they're not good with weapons unless you go College of Swords or Valor. College of Whispers, you can psychic damage people, but all of those things use up like bardic inspirations and stuff. And I'm gonna be a non-combat past predominantly person. I'm not even sure. Like I could make Gert the dude with the stick, the rattlestick, but then he'd have to be a vigilante, and no. I'd picture him as a salesman, like in a suit, no tie, like a loose semi-formal suit, no armor yet. He might get some eventually, but at the start, no armor. Still got 14 AC because he's got +4 dex, but still. Yeah, so I might change up the magical dagger for some other thing. I don't think that he gets shield proficiency, but we'll see. I'll figure something out. But this is over 10 minutes long, so I suppose I should probably go, and I'll catch you cats on the flip-flop. Goodbye.